Hey everyone, my name is Becca Mitchell. I work with Hunger Free Vermont. I'm really excited to be joined with friends from Vermont Food Bank and NOFA Vermont to talk about PEBT, what you need to know about that program, how to use it, and how these benefits can really support households and our entire community.
My name is Faye Longo, and I'm the Associate Manager of Three Squares Vermont Community Engagement at the Vermont Food Bank, and I'm also a lived expert.
And my name is Emmett Mosley. I'm the Community Food Access Programs Coordinator at NOFA Vermont. And I'm really excited to talk today about PEBT and farmers markets.
I'm so excited too. So PEBT is Pandemic EBT. It's a program that has been started as part of the nationwide response to the COVID pandemic and really aiming to support families with kids and making sure that they have their nutritional needs met and that students are well nourished and ready to learn. So PEBT are benefits that are either loaded on an existing Three Squares Vermont card or come in a new card that's mailed to households. It's late April right now, and we have the first round of PEBT benefits getting rolled out. And PEBT is for families with school-age kids who would normally be receiving free or reduced price meals had the pandemic not shifted the way that schools have operated this past year. So if your child is enrolled in a school where they would typically be getting free school meals, including those that offer universal school meals for all students, and their schedule has been impacted either with remote learning days or a hybrid learning model, you're likely getting PEBT. And so that means that there are tens of thousands of households around Vermont who are getting PEBT benefits. And that's really, really awesome for a number of reasons. Again, you can really stretch your food budget by using PEBT and accessing free school meals through your local school district. But even if you feel like PEBT isn't for you, we really want everyone to take good use of this program, because no matter what your household finances look like, we can all benefit from stretching our budget a little bit more. And PEBT is great because you can use it at a lot of local businesses. You can use it at a lot of area farmers markets, like Emmett will talk about. And you can always use your benefits, cover groceries for a few weeks or whatever period of time, and then take that money that you would have spent towards food and put it towards savings or a car repair that you've been putting off. There's a lot of reasons why using PEBT is good for your family and good for Vermont communities. So Faye and Emmett, I'm wondering if the two of you can talk a little bit about using your PEBT benefits. So if you're getting a new card in the mail, where can you use it? What can you buy with PEBT, and how do folks go about using that new benefit?
I can take a first stab at that if that's okay.
Sure.
So the PEBT cards, folks would have gotten a letter in the mail kind of explaining that their PEBT card's on the way, how much to expect on it, and then there will be information regarding your school-aged children. And there's a made-up social security number in that letter that folks want to make sure they hold on to. And then a day to a week later, you'll get your white and black PEBT card. And you want to follow the directions in the original letter you got to activate that card. And then once it's activated and you've set a PIN, you can go out into your community. PEBT is accepted anywhere that Three Squares Vermont or SNAP EBT is accepted. And you use it just like a debit card. You can use it at food co-ops, your local grocer, chain grocers, and Emmett will talk more about how you can utilize it at farmers markets. And when you use your card, you put it in the machine just like you would a debit card, and it gives you the option of EBT food or EBT cash. And you would simply choose EBT food, enter your PIN, and pay for your groceries that way.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll jump in and chat about farmers markets and CSAs and other ways that you can use your PEBT benefit to support Vermont agriculture directly. So like Faye was saying, when you use your PEBT card at a farmer's market, you can find a list of those at nofavt.org/cropcash. It's a little different than using it at the grocery store, because when you go up to a farmer's market, there's usually only one EBT and credit debit machine for the whole market, so that each farmer doesn't have to have their own. So you'll find that tent, it's usually the market manager tent. You'll swipe your PEBT card, just like Faye was saying, select EBT food, and then you're going to get some tokens that you can use to spend on anything that is SNAP eligible. So that's basically fruits, vegetables, grains, dairy, bread, eggs, anything that's kind of a staple food product that's not a hot prepared food that's ready to eat on site. And then you can spend those tokens just like you would spend cash around the farmer's market. You'll benefit Vermont's local farmers, and you'll get some really delicious fresh food. And then in addition to being able to use your PEBT benefit, we actually have a program called Crop Cash, which will match the first $10 that you spend with an extra $10 in coupons that you can use to buy fruits, vegetables, seeds, or edible plant starts. Especially early in the season, it's a really great idea. You can get your garden going, take advantage of those farmers and their heated greenhouses that they use to start their tomato and pepper plants early. So again, there's about 30 farmers markets throughout the state that you can use your PEBT benefits at nofavt.org/cropcash. You can find them. And then in addition, you can use your EBT card at a lot of farm stands and even at CSA farms. So NOFA Vermont has a couple of directories that you can search online. You can actually search by which farms near me accept SNAP benefits. And you can use your PEBT benefits there to pay for your CSA or just to use at their farm stand. So it's a really great way to support Vermont farmers and help yourself save a little bit of money in your monthly food budget.
And if I can just add, for those folks that have gotten a PEBT and maybe they're feeling like, well, I don't think I really need this. I would just really encourage those folks to still utilize that benefit, because it brings in much needed federal dollars into our state. As Emmett and Becca have mentioned, it supports our local farmers, our local food economy. It even supports local schools. So, and if you don't feel like you need it, you can always utilize it to purchase food for your local food shelf.
Yeah, and I'll say that the Vermont Food Bank has a really great network partner locator on their website that you can check out if you haven't, if you're not sure where your closest food pantry or soup kitchen who could utilize the food is. And I would suggest if you're going to donate, I would reach out to them first and ask them the things that they are most in need of, because there are always certain things that that those network partner agencies have a harder time sourcing, especially fresh food. So yeah, definitely reach out first, find out what they need, and then you can use your PEBT card, benefit the economy, and help out your local network agency serving food insecure Vermonters.
Yeah, those are all really wonderful suggestions. And again, I feel like there's just so much opportunity in using PEBT to take care of yourself and take care of others. And like, that's really what it's all about, right? So one thing around PEBT that I wanted to get into a little bit more is for families who are getting PEBT benefits, and it's really helping them. Like you're like, okay, yeah, like having some extra money to buy groceries each month really takes some stress off of our plate. Those folks may be eligible for 3 Squares Vermont, and that is Vermont's name for SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's our country's largest food support and anti-hunger program. It's really awesome. And Faye, I'm hoping that you can talk to folks about what are their next steps if they get PEBT, they are loving it, and they want to learn more about 3 Squares Vermont.
So it just so happens that folks who would likely receive the PEBT are also folks who would likely be eligible for Three Squares Vermont. So Three Squares Vermont is a benefit that folks would receive once a month on a regular EBT card, which is very similar to PEBT, which we've already discussed. If folks are interested in finding out more about our state's version of SNAP, Three Squares Vermont, you can simply text VFB SNAP to 85511, and that will start a stream of eligibility questions so you can screen yourself for eligibility anonymously. If you want to talk to a live person, likely me or someone on my team, we would love to hear from you. You can call us toll free. The number is 1-855-855-6181, and we would be more than happy to answer all your questions and just share more information with you. And finally, and this, like, I get so excited about this. So Vermont Food Bank, the Three Squares Vermont team at the Vermont Food Bank, of which I am a part, we are Three Squares Vermont subject matter experts. So we are trained in the rules surrounding Three Squares Vermont, eligibility guidelines. And not only do we answer folks' questions and help them get through the eligibility screening process, we also do application assistance. So applying is easier than ever with Vermont Food Bank. We can assist people right over the phone. We can help them complete the online or paper application. And it's our job to assure that every eligible Vermonter is not only signed up, but that they're also receiving the most benefit they're entitled to. And for those, I'm sorry, just one more thing. For those of you that don't know, right now in our state and across the country, households who are Three Squares Vermont eligible are automatically receiving the max benefit for their household size. So this is having a huge impact on people. Not only like having the PEBT benefit is huge. I know my family's PEBT eligible. And when we received our PEBT card, I used that money for groceries. And then I was able to take the money I would have spent on food and I made an extra car payment, and that's something that will have a lasting effect on my budget, giving me that cushion that I need. So Three Squares Vermont is kind of similar. The idea is that you can utilize that money to purchase the foods that your family loves and enjoys from your preferred markets, because many, many, many markets participate across the state, markets and local grocers. And as Emmett mentioned, there are ways to look up who exactly is participating. But the idea is you can utilize the Three Squares Vermont benefit to cover those food purchases. And then that opens up cushion in your budget so that you can use money for other things. And Three Squares Vermont's so awesome because it's also like a gateway benefit. So if you're Three Squares Vermont eligible, it automatically opens the door to so many other supports like QLink, which is a free smartphone with unlimited text messaging and data, and you get 250 free minutes per month. It opens the door for fuel assistance, which is an annual benefit to help you cover the cost of fuel to heat your home, even if you heat with wood or pellets. Yeah, I could go on and on. I love Three Squares Vermont.
Yeah, there are so many kind of like ripple effect or gateway benefits when families get looped in and enrolled in Three Squares Vermont, particularly families with kids. So if your household gets Three Squares Vermont benefits, all of your kids are automatically qualified for free school meals. So they're accessing breakfast and lunch through their school for free every day, often an after school snack or meal as well. And the more kids in our communities that are qualifying for Three Squares Vermont and free school meals, the more federal money is coming into our schools to make sure that those programs are really awesome and feeding kids throughout the day and actually throughout the year. So having more folks signed up for Three Squares Vermont can help your school and community qualify for an after school meal program, as well as for a summer meal program. So making sure that we're keeping our neighbors employed throughout the year, that we're creating markets for our local farmers and producers, and ensuring that kids have access to really wholesome, nutritious food. It's really a win-win-win. And I agree, Faye, I could go on and on about all of the benefits here. There's a lot of good stuff. So I am wondering, what do we want to wrap up by saying? Like, I mean, I feel like, again, the number of really individual and community benefits to using PEBT are numerous. We could like hang on there forever and ever. Like what haven't we covered? What do we want to wrap this up with?
I mean, I always like to add in these conversations that the people who are a little less familiar with SNAP and Three Squares sometimes imagine it like there's this big pot of money, and that when the last person spends the last dollar in the grocery store, it's gone and nobody else gets to use it. But that's really a big misconception. These programs are really funded based on how many people use them. So leaving benefits on your card and not using it is actually sort of shrinking the overall pool of funds that will be available in the future. So I really want to say, like, take the pressure off yourself. Like, if you get the card, it means that you're eligible, and it means that you can use those resources to benefit your family and support your local economy. And you don't really have to think broadly about where that money is going or taking away from anybody else. It's really the best thing you can do for yourself and your community is to use those benefits. And that's that. Like just, you can relax and just go ahead and use them.
Emmett, what you just said is so true, especially in Vermont. I've been in the role that I'm in at the food bank for almost 4 years now. And like I mentioned, we assist people in completing the Three Squares Vermont application. I can't tell you how many people I've spoken to who are eligible and they're like, well, somebody else might need it more than me. I don't want to take away from them. And that is a common misperception, because actually, like, what I always tell those folks is by applying for and receiving the benefit that you are entitled to receive, you're actually assuring that that benefit's available for me when I retire, or if I fall upon hard times and need a little extra support, or even if just to have that cushion like we've been talking about, to be able to take some money and put it in savings or utilize it in another way. That has lasting effects. And we all know that when the pandemic ends, our struggles, especially our financial struggles, they're not going to end immediately. It's going to take time. And that's another reason why it's so important to utilize these benefits when they're available to us, because they might not always be. And in that way, I'm not talking about Three Squares Vermont. I'm talking specifically about PEBT. That's a benefit that's not always going to be here. Three Squares Vermont will always be here.
Yes, I feel so pumped up and excited to go tell everyone I know about why PBT is really awesome and encourage them to apply for Three Squares Vermont now. So thank you both. For folks who are watching, I would really encourage you to use your PEBT benefits as they come in. Reach out to our friends at Vermont Food Bank if you want to learn more about Three Squares Vermont and get some support in completing an application. And check out NOFA Vermont for all of your crop cash, farmers market, local food needs. We have a really amazing, vibrant network of food access partners here in Vermont. And these are just a few of the faces of folks who are really eager and excited to help all of you take care of yourselves and take care of your families.